Hello Gemini, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. We are going to check in with what is going on for you in June. I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in with me again. Alright, what are the messages for my lovely Geminis? What has been going on? What's the current circumstances in your life? Let's find out what's happening. What's currently going on? Ooh, I like that. That's the sun. Okay. The Queen of Swords. Yeah. This feels like you are really trying to find out what truly makes you happy, right? It's like that contemplation mode. It's the awareness of things coming to light and you needing to use your discernment, right? Obviously, this feels also like, you know, in the recent past, you've been having a lot of good moments, enjoying time, enjoying life, but at the same time, you are also contemplating about your future, as in like, okay, what will stay and what will go. I feel like for a lot of you, you went from one extreme to another, because the sun going into the Queen of Swords is like quite extreme energies, all right? So it could have been like some sort of shock. I mean, I'm getting like some of you may have been through some sort of shock, you know, when you're just like everything is going great and then like something happens in your life where you're just like, okay, I gotta think about these things, you know, like I gotta think about X, Y, and Z. So I feel like you're trying to kind of appreciate the good moments that you have experienced. You're trying to like appreciate all of this, but at the same time, you're trying to not lose your focus in just having fun, having enjoyment, like partying and, you know, the fulfillment. It's like you're trying to look forward towards the future, because here we have the Five of Cups again. Well, not again, but like that was the energy that I was kind of like sensing to come in, right? As in, there were some things that really disappointed you as well, that made you really think things through. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles really talking about you needing to find your focus, find your grounded stability again. And it's like, this is the energy of like, okay, yeah, that was all fun. This is all, you know, happy moments, happy-go-lucky, but at the same time, there is always this questioning of like, okay, how is this going to proceed in the future? Does this really align with me? Does these people really align with me? Does this environment align with me? Or the experience? Have I outgrown something? So I feel like you've been really in a contemplation energy and you're trying to find ways to just move ahead, okay? Like moving forward, having like emotional stability in your life at this point. Okay. What is the, what's coming in? What else? For, ooh, we've got love coming in. We got double trouble of love coming in here with the the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups. And then we have the Knight of Swords in the reversed. Bottom of the deck is the Seven of Swords. Okay, it looks like you've been dealing with someone that is highly emotional, right? Like very sensitive type of individual. And it feels like your energy is constantly feeling like we need movement, or we shouldn't be moving. We need movement, or we shouldn't move. So you're kind of like in this process of like, how do you adjust to this individual that is constantly in a very emotional state, right? Maybe you are the one that's emotional, but I feel like with the Queen of Swords, you're trying to look at the situations quite with discerning, and you're almost like expecting something to disappoint you. So you're like, that means that you're trying to be realistic about a situation. Now, whomever is connected to you seems to be quite in an emotional state. I do feel like this person needs a lot of emotional reassurance. And what I feel is like you may not be always in the mood to reassure this person's emotions. You may feel like, okay, I got things to do. You know what I mean? Like, I got to work on plans. Like, you feel like there is someone that's like constantly asking for emotional validation from you, whereas you feel like you don't have that energy left to give, right? or no fucks, you know, like one of the two. It does not mean that you don't care about them, that you don't love them. You just don't want to be interrupted by their emotional states, okay? Because you feel like there is like a lack of consistency and things are always like quite chaotic sometimes around them. This is very intuitive. Let me know if this is ringing true for you, because it just feels like I'm intuitively picking up on someone here. Just very channeled message here for you, Gemini. So what's the future going to be? Okay, interesting. Ooh. Yeah, it kind of like leads back to what I stated, right? You got the Six of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Three of Swords. So for some of you, you may constantly feel like this person has some sort of control over you, and that's why you're trying to detach a little bit from this person's emotions. And it's not because you don't love them. I absolutely feel like there is deep nurture, there is deep love. However, there is something here where you may feel like, I gotta focus on something. Like, like, it just feels like you want to take back control over your life, and that someone else's emotions and feelings are kind of like keeping you a little bit in a limbo sometimes, and that you may need to find some sort of stability here within yourself by trying to maintain control over a situation and kind of like decide when to give and how to give. However, you do know that this person will be eventually getting like emotionally a little bit upset, or you know, maybe they're chasing you. I feel like maybe someone is around you that's quite like emotionally chasing you, could be even romantic chasing you. And I feel like for some of you, you feel like, okay, we're moving too slow or too fast, okay? Like you're moving too fast. And I feel like for the Three of Swords being the outcome here, you know, the Three of Swords is you kind of like deciding to not work with your heart right now and feel like you need to be in a more, I'm hearing platonic, so I don't know if someone has like a platonic love for you and you have constantly felt like it's nice, but now you feel like, okay, it's too much, right? Like you want to take a step back here. You want to be like, for some of you, you might even like reject this person because you need to focus on your business. You need to focus on your stability. You want to make like some check moves, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. And again, I'm getting also like you've been dealing with a lot of people. I see a lot of court cards here. So this kind of like indicates that your energy could be like moving in different directions. And that's why you need like that clear focus of the Queen of Swords of like, you gotta look at things realistically, right? Okay, look at that. You got the time for fun with the self-sabotage card. So for some of you, you may feel like having a lot of joyful moments and like fun, it's all good and everything, but at the same time you feel like you're self-sabotaging something that you should be keeping your focus on. So there is this like clarity, okay, like you want clarity for your own future, and there is some sort of spiritual growth that you are undergoing right now, that you feel like you need to focus on more your spiritual ascending. Let's see. What else for Gemini? Oh, look at that. Someone is not revealing part of the story. Trust your feelings over what others say. And Goddess of the Earth, an idea connected to imagination, creativity, and nature is coming your way. So that's what I'm also seeing with that Queen of Pentacles. Like you really want to put your investment and your focus and your time and energy into some new ideas. And for some reason, I just feel like you're being like dragged into different multiple places where you kind of like lose your focus, like I said. And again, even though things are not quite visible yet, you may feel like someone is not truly revealing everything that there needs to know, and you feel like you keep on kind of like guessing things, and it's time for you to kind of like trust your intuition and feelings, even if it feels like you're stepping away from that, you know, playful energy of like joy and happiness and all of that. It's not like moving away from it, but it's more like you have centered yourself within your own happiness, whereas you don't need certain things, supplies, or people or situations to kind of like feel alive again, to be stimulated again. Okay, that's what I have for you, Gemini. Thank you so much for being here. Please let me know if this resonates with you, because I felt like there was a very channeled message. So please let me know how this resonated, and I'll catch you soon. Take care.